Although it would be great to have classes of participating and attentive students, the reality is that some students will create challenges to the classroom. A number of different challenges exist, and although they may be known by different names, they are disruptive. The effective instructor needs to be able to reduce the disruption while maintaining the challenging student's dignity. The types of disruptive participants are included in the following. The know-it-all. These participants consider themselves very important and may have a negative attitude towards the class and the training. They display the air of already knowing the material. They tend to bully or press others with their superiority, letting the class know of their prior education, degrees, or who they know. Handling know-it-alls consists of not letting them intimidate you. If you attempt to impress you with the class, acknowledge them. If the information they are sharing is valuable, bring them into the discussion. If they're refuting what you are saying, then cite known references, and if necessary, ask to speak with them on a break. The sidetracker. These participants have the knack for taking something that the instructor says and getting into a discussion that goes off course. Because they are talkative, it may be difficult to get the sidetrackers back on the subject. To handle these sidetrackers, it's necessary to be aware that they exist so that you can get the conversation or topics to back on track as they start to drift. After they've been steered back on track a couple of times, they generally understand that derailing the presentation will not be accepted. The whiner. These participants are tough to handle because they are unhappy almost anywhere. They may not want to be in class and may resist anything you do. They often use closed body language such as arms or legs crossed or pursed lips and act as if they have no time for such nonsense. They may feel like they are serving time. Handling whiners takes effort. Occasionally, getting these participants directly involved with a demonstration or presentation may invite them to feel that they are directly involved in the class. The challenger. Challengers may or may not be obviously hostile, but they do tend to challenge the instructor's authority. Occasionally, they want to show superiority, or perhaps they have merely a frustrating problem that they're dealing with. Regardless of the reason, these participants take issue with something either in the textbook or something that you said in class. If time permits and you feel comfortable with the situation, answer the challengers in class. Otherwise, defer until break or after class so as not to take up valuable time. The class clown. These participants disrupt the class by making fun of the information or training. Often the mockery is simply an effort to draw attention to the participants due to feelings of insecurity. They are adding humor to the situation, and sometimes that's of little harm and is probably okay. However, if they are getting the class off track or behind, acknowledge the comment and then gently redirect the class back on topic. And if necessary, speak with these participants during a break. The worrier. These participants constantly worry about succeeding in the class. They may sit near the front of the class and ask incessant questions just to clarify something. They may be afraid of failing the written test or skills evaluations. Handling worriers can be as easy as providing positive reinforcement whenever they excel in a skill. The chatterbox. These participants may appear to be constantly talking to those sitting next to them. Whether whispering or speaking aloud, they can be distracting to the rest of the group. If you find a chatterbox in your class, walk and stand next to him or her. This gentle reminder may be all that is needed to quiet them. For stubborn or persistent cases, ask whether they have something to add to the class or not. The dropout. These participants are similar to the whiners who do not want to be in class. They sit alone, usually in the back of the classroom, refusing to participate. They may doodle or draw or do other things that are unrelated to the class. If asked a question, they may give the shortest answer possible. Handling dropouts can be a challenge. Generally, they are not disruptive to the class, but are hard to draw into the group. If they do not answer a question, move to another participant. If they do not show an interest in something, try and use that as a springboard to move them into the discussion.